Hey, what's up, everyone? Chris here. So, I attended a new church today called Christ Fellowship. So, I figured I would give kind of like my review, my story of my first experience there. So, I got there 20 minutes early or so. I'm used to churches that are very good about greeting new people. So I get to the person at the front door and I go to shake her hand. Immediately, she was wearing some kind of a long sleeve sweater, kind of pulls the sweater up over her hand and then shakes mine. That was like, whoa, never seen that before. On the Christ Fellowship website, they have people hugging people and embracing them and introducing themselves. So I say, okay. I go in there. They had coffee, so I got myself a cup of coffee. Why not? So I get my coffee, and I finally see someone coming over to me. So I say, oh, okay. In my head, I say, okay, this is cool. Introduction. Nice. So she comes over and says hi, but then right after hi, she says, oh, you're not allowed to take your bag in. We're going to have to take your bag from you. I said, whoa. Now, I've been to quite a few churches. Never had someone do that before. And I explained to her, I gave her my bag, of course. Kind of like unwillingly, but I did it. I explained to her, I said, wow. I went to shake the woman at the door's hand, and she kind of pulled her sweater over her hand to shake mine. She said, oh, everyone's afraid of the coronavirus. Thinking in my head, well, there's no cases in South Florida yet, so a little fearful there. And so I go into the sanctuary, where the worship is happening, and the guy who's on the microphone shortly after my arrival says out loud to everyone, normally I would say shake the hand of the person next to you, but we got this coronavirus. So just smile at him. And I thought, wow, there's no cases of coronavirus yet in South Florida. I mean, Tampa's got two, but none in South Florida. But dang, I guess no weapon formed against me shall prosper has never heard of the coronavirus, apparently. I can honestly say I have never felt more unwelcome at a church than I did in this one. I almost felt like a nuisance or a burden being there, which is not a good feeling. And I've been a member at a church before, and I've always been the person to say hi, introduce myself, shake a hand, or give a hug to a new person that I hadn't seen before. I mean, honestly, I think I'm going to go again, but this time I'm going to go a little later as my own rationale and excuse of why no one's greeting or saying hi. I don't want... Definitely not bringing my bag again. I'll just carry my wallet and my phone in my pocket. But I think for a little while at least, I'm going to just go in a little later. The service starts at 11. I got there like 20 minutes early. I think this time I'll get there like 10 minutes later. So that way I can still, because the message was good. The sermon was good. Good enough for me to want to come back. And I've been a Christian long enough to know that you can't hold that against God. And you can't hold that against the Word. But what worried me is imagining a non-believer, someone who is seeking Christ, going to that church for the first time and getting that impression of how most Christians are. Not a good first impression, people. So I'm going to go back hesitantly. That was the word I was looking for earlier. I gave up my bag hesitantly. That was the word I was looking for. I'm going to go back hesitantly, but I'm going to make sure that I purposely go back a little later. Like instead of going, like I said, 20 minutes before 11, I might go 10 minutes after. So I can still enjoy the message. Because I've been to church in a while and I need that. I need that message. What makes it even worse is I was ready to join. I signed up a new person thing. There was going to be a men's meeting. I was thinking of going to that. But my first experience there was very off-putting. Again, luckily, I've been a Christian long enough to know to not hold that against God, not hold that against the Word, not hold that against most Christians in general, because I've been one for a while. But it makes me nervous to think about non-believers going to that church. Way too afraid of the coronavirus. It hasn't even affected South Florida one bit whatsoever. Then you got to work on that a little bit. You got to work on not taking people's bags. It's like my purse. Would you take a purse from a woman? Of course not. We wouldn't dare do that. But it was an off-putting situation. It was an uncomfortable situation. But I do plan on going back. Like I said, a little later, just to at least get to hear the message. But yeah, there's some stuff they definitely got to work on. And the one lady told me they'd been there for 15 years. Really? Well, I guess it's never too late to be better, apparently. But anyways, this is my first impressions. I'll probably do another video next week. I'll let y'all know if they've changed. Or, like I said, for a while I'm going to go a little later. But anyways, this is Chris here.